thank you for this. Should we end with some? Oh, I think I nearly broke that screen. Do not actually use them on your precious instruments.
No.
We've never told this to anyone, by the way.
This is an exclusive.
Information.
And if I may kind of probe into your process, do you each take ownership of different bits, like jokes that you create or musical moments, or do you work on all of them together?
Basically, there are some things which are more created in one corner. There are things which are created in the same room. And then there are also things which are created in one corner, but then handed over to the other corner. And so it ends up being an amalgam. It ends up being a marriage of, and even if someone has brought something to the table that they've cooked themselves, the other person suggests how it should be eaten. So it's really, it's a real collaboration.
A lot of the sketches, it really is an amalgam of we love to call it playing ping pong. So I have an idea, he ping pongs this idea back, and then it turns into something else, and it can start at one point and end up somewhere completely different. And it's still both of our idea.
We often like to compare ourselves to the Monty Python and the parrot sketch. We very much talk about putting a parrot on our sketch, which is basically someone may come up with an idea, and then the other one says, oh, why don't we apply the parrot? And while that might seem very surreal, it basically comes from, just in very short, they wrote a sketch about a guy bringing a car that's broken to a mechanic. And the mechanic kept on insisting that there was nothing broken with the car.
It was John Cleese actually who wrote it.
Yes, and wrote the whole sketch. And Graham Chapman was sitting there just smoking his pipe and saying, well, it's not really very funny. What if instead of bringing a car, you brought a parrot, and that the parrot was dead? You brought a dead parrot. So it was just, he just gave one contribution. It was just one line he gave, but that changed the whole sketch. So it's really a marriage. It's really a collaboration that goes both ways.
May I ask who came up with this idea?
Oh, that was during...
Gadgets, I love your gadgets.
But again, actually, in exactly the same way, like you mentioned, because Hyung-ki had experimented with the milk foamer frother inside the piano in order to get an effect, to get a longer note. Because the piano, once you press the note, okay, you can press the pedal, but the sound goes away. But if you use a milk frother like that and you put it to the string, it keeps on plucking it. So, but it makes this kind of buzzing sound. And he said, how can we reinvent it? And then we both were just trying out things. And I said, how about we hold it up to the violin? And I tried it, and we were like, whoa!
Did you have to disclose this in your contracts with venues where you rent the piano? Like, do you have to let the people who loan you your violin that you're doing this?
It's not actually, originally when we came up with that, it was I don't know, 15 years ago or so. Back then most milk frothers were not made of metal. It was during the plastic age.
Oh,
so it was made of plastic. So the plastic was much softer, and it was like somebody doing that on your hand, and it didn't damage any strings, that neither of the violin nor the piano. There was zero danger. Since then, they've stopped making the plastic ones. So what we do is we take milk frothers like you have right there, and we get someone from our team to put a plastic carefully around those wires around it.
Oh, okay.
So yes.
Soften it.
Exactly, and it still has the pluck from the plastic, but it has zero damage to anything it touches. So this is, no, we've never told this to anyone, by the way. So, you know, this is like...
This is an exclusive.
Absolutely.
All right. Hear it from Igudesman and Joo. Do not actually use the metal version on your precious instruments.
No. Metal on metal is bad.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Also, I'd like to say that we are also working presently on a little podcast. It's called The Way of Igudesman and Joo. So The Way of IMJ. and that's going to come out within the next couple of weeks sometime. So watch out for that on YouTube.
Yes. Is it brand
fun.
new?
It's
Brand
it's
new.
it's so new that
Fresh out of the
you
oven.
you are the first person we're telling. No, literally. Hey, that's another exclusive. We haven't told anyone.
True. Who is there to tell? There's no one around.
That's true.
Now comes a rap using classic